Next we want to talk about the 7-way cord. This will plug into your tow vehicle and it provides power to your brake lights, your turn signal, all your marker lights. It also has a charge line that will charge the batteries on your trailer, and it also activates your braking system on your trailer. Next we want to talk about the safety chain that comes with the trailer. There's 2 of them. The purpose is in case of your trailer coming off the tow vehicle, that it will catch the trailer before it hits the ground. The chains are to be crisscrossed, attaching to the tow vehicle, acting as a cradle. Next we want to talk about the hitch jack, the electric hitch jack on your trailer. It comes with a light that you can, if at night you're working on it, want to unhook, you can activate the light so you can see. It also has an up and down switch, and this will enable you to hook up to the trailer or your trailer to the tow vehicle and also raise off of that. It is also used to level your trailer front to rear. On the hitch jack, to help you level it up, it's got a little bubble level on the top of the jack head, so it'll give you an idea of if you're level or not. Next we want to discuss what would happen if you didn't have any electric power, you couldn't get the trailer off your tow vehicle. You can actually go and remove the little bubble level. It screws off. Take that off, and then every trailer comes with a manual crank handle, and you can insert that down over a little square inside there, and then you can raise and lower the jack with this manual handle. On the side of the jack post there's a little fuse holder. It takes a 30 amp fuse. If you don't have any power, the first place to check, you want to pull this little plug apart, and it has a little fuse in there, and you're going to want to check the filament to see that it's not blown out. Next we want to cover the propane bottles. We're going to start out assuming your bottles are full. You want to go and turn on the little knob on top of there. It has an arrow pointing which way to open that up. You want to make sure you open that up slowly because it has a protection device in it that will shut the system down if it detects a large surge. So you want to turn that on, and when you turn that on, this little regulator valve here, there's a red and green here. If it's got propane in, this red area here will turn green, signaling that you have propane. This will stay green until this bottle has been depleted. And this is an auto switchover regulator, so once this bottle is empty, this will automatically switch to the reserve bottle. And then later, once you realize that that is switched, you're going to want to take this arrow and turn it towards the bottle that you're using out now, and that will become your main bottle, and this bottle will be taken off and filled and put back on. Next, just want to show you the battery compartment where the batteries are. This is the power supply that you're going to need for all your lights in the interior of your trailer if you're not plugged into 110. This will run everything but your microwave and air conditioner. There's even an inverter in this trailer that will take power from the batteries to run some 110 appliances. These batteries are also charged from the charge line from your tow vehicle through the 7-way cord. We also want to talk about the generator prep option on the front of the trailer, which is a 110 hookup. You can run a generator off this, or you can also plug the shore power cord into this too. Either place will provide power to your trailer. You can run it off the generator or the regular 110 power off this. And it's just the regular twist cord that locks on there. Okay, next to your battery box you'll see the spare tire carrier. There's a spare tire located underneath the trailer in a little compartment that helps protect it from UV rays. It also helps provide a lower center of gravity for the trailer. Just pull out the cotter pin, the top key, and then that'll drop down and you can pull the tire out of that. Here's the location of you pull this cotter key out of here, and you can pull that pin out, the spare tire carrier will drop down. When you're out along the road, it's better if you have a spare tire that you call some roadside assistance to help you due to the uneven ground you may be on. It's just a little bit safer. Next we want to show you the sewer hose carrier. We're going to be dumping and showing you how to dump the tanks next. Every trailer has a sewer hose carrier, and inside that we have the hose that we're going to be using on the sewer hookups. We got the sewer hose out of the carrier up there. This area here is where the main holding tank is, and the auxiliary holding tank. This is your black water from your toilet on the inside. Then we also have the gray water, which is your shower, your kitchen sink, those kind of items. We also in this area have a little light that if you're out there at night, you want to hook up, you can see what's going on. And we're going to want to take off our sewer hose lid. We want to make sure that the dump valve handles are closed at that point. There's little clips on there, safety clips to keep it from coming open when you travel. But you take this off, and then you're going to want to insert the hose end on there. Just give it a little twist. It's going to be hooked up. Then you're going to take the other end of this hose, and you're going to be putting it in either the site dump or at the main RV lodge dump. We want to always dump the black tank or the main holding tank first. That way when you're done, any solids that are left in there will be flushed out with the gray water that you have in your auxiliary tank. Next we want to talk about the city water regulator. If you choose to not carry the water on board, you don't want to haul around the extra weight that 40 gallons of water will be. You can just, when you get to the campsite, you can get a regular hose, screw on there, you turn on the water supply, and now you have water pressure to all your plumbing on the inside. Water heater, the sink, and everything will go through there, and you won't have to use the water pump. Okay, next we're going to be discussing the black tank flush. It has a similar garden hose hookup. You just put the hose in there, and when you're draining your black tank, you're going to want to turn this on after the gate valve is open to help clean that out. Then you're going to close your gate valve, leave this run a while, and then you may have to do that 2 or 3 times to help clean it out. The key is never leave this on and walk away, because it will fill your tank back up if you have the gate valve closed. Next we want to show you where you can load your onboard water supply. It's a gravity water fill. It's got a cap on that screws off, and then you can just take a garden hose and you put it in there, and you can fill up your tank with fresh water. The next thing we want to show you is the exterior shower on the trailer. It's really a nice feature if you have been down to the beach, you got sand on your shoes, or you have a pet that you want to give a little bath. But anyways, it's got the regular kind of shower hose in there. It also has the hot and cold water. Okay, next we're going to talk about the little box on the side here. It's your TV cable and satellite hookup. The bottom one is for if you got an outside satellite dish, you can hook into that. Or if you're at the park and you have a cable hookup, you can just hook that wire into that. Next we have the 110 hookup. It's a 30 amp hookup, shore power cord. We have the cord, it's a twist lock. You just look at the ends on there, line them up with the prongs on the inside, then you'll twist, and then you screw the little collar on there to hold it securely in place. This cord also has a blue light on the cover here to let you know you have power, and on the male end is also a light that will let you know you have power from the campground hookup. I just want to show you this. This is the what we call the refrigerator compartment. This lets air in to vent up to the top to help cool the refrigerator. There's really no need that you're going to ever need to be in here unless at some point you're doing maintenance and cleaning it, but it's just all the electrical components and the gas line hookup. So right down here is the kill switch, we call it, or it activates the 12 volt power in the coach. What I like to do before I plug into 110 on the outside of the trailer, I want to come and turn that on. Then the little red light will come on. If you don't do that, you can plug in on the outside, which activates the converter, and you will have power in the trailer, but it won't be charging your batteries because you haven't turned on the kill switch. So always go, first thing I do when I get there, I turn the kill switch on, make sure by activating one of these light switches here that I have power, and then I'll go out and plug in my 110 cord. So there's switches here that control the step light on the outside, the floodlight on the outside. Also there's the switch that controls your LED ceiling lights, and each one has a dimmer switch that will change the lighting based on how you want it. Anyways, just want to quickly go over the tank monitoring system. This is where the pump switch is located that will activate your onboard water supply when we fill the gravity tank on the outside. It also has a battery status, so you can see what amount of charge is in your battery. And then the next three buttons, the fresh, the gray, and the black, will give you the status of each tank. It'll go down as you're depleting the fresh tank, and the gray and the black will fill up. If you get to 80-90%, you need to start figuring out where you're going to get to a dump station so you can empty your tanks. Next, I want to quickly talk about the 110 outlet over the galley. The significance of this one is it's on a GFI circuit. So if you get a cord near some water, the GFI will keep you from getting shocked. So that could be tripped. The reset for that is in the bathroom. Below that is the inverter switch. This trailer has a 1,000-watt inverter in it, and it powers 3 different outlets using the battery power in your coach. So if you want to run a TV, a coffee pot or something, you can do that by using the converter even if you don't have a 110 plug-in on the outside. Next, we just sort of want to go where all the power of the trailer starts from. It's the 12 volt converter that will power all your lights. On the inside, we also have the 12 volt fuse panel, and it also is the home for the 110 volt breakers. If you don't have power, after you check the outside to make sure that your outside hookup is good and everything, you'll want to go to here to start. If you don't have 110, go make sure all your breakers are in the up position and not tripped. And if it's a 12 volt, you're going to want to go through all your fuses and verify that the fuses are all good. But this is basically the place that supplies all the power for the rest of the trailer, whether it's 110 or 12 volt. Next, we want to talk about the Beraldi range exhaust fan. It'll help get the steam from the cooking out by turning on the fan. And it also, it has a light that will help you see better when you're cooking. Next, just want to go over the water heater controls. This is a gas water heater, and it also has an electric element in it, so you can operate either on gas or electric or both. And to activate the electric, you push that toggle switch up, and you will have electric. If you want to use gas, you put that up, and if the water heater doesn't light after about 10 seconds, this light will turn red. If the light doesn't come on, that means your water heater is running. But if you're wanting to heat up the water quick, you can turn on the electric and run the gas at the same time. We're going to talk about the Dometic Comfort Control Center. This will control your air conditioner, controls your furnace. It'll give you the option of having different fan speeds on. I want to start by pressing the button in the upper left-hand corner. This trailer only has one air conditioner, so there's one zone. Some trailers have 2 air conditioners, so there'll be 2 different zones. Also, we can go to the mode button, and that'll give you the option of you're going to be cooling, you're going to be running the fan, you're going to be running the furnace, or you can hit the auto button, and then based on the temperatures that you have programmed in, it will automatically sense whether you need the air conditioner or you need the heater on. Okay, next we want to sort of go over the Fantastic fan. This fan has a rain sensor, so if it's raining on the outside and the little sensor gets wet, it'll automatically close. But to start using this, we'll go over here with this fan speed. Right now it's set on 0, so we want to turn that at least to number 1. Then we want to come over here and press the button that raises the fan. The fan will automatically go up. And then we come over here and we can activate. We can either leave it open without the fan on, or we press this to activate the fan.
Okay.
And then in this corner we also have a temperature sensor that we can decide how much heat's in here. If it senses a certain amount of heat, it'll kick on and it'll shut off. Over in this corner we have a manual override. If for some reason that this doesn't work, you can pull down on this and you can close it manually. But to retract, you just go and press this back and it will automatically close itself, and when it's down, just turn that back to 0. This TV is on a swivel arm. There's a little cord hangs down here. You pull that down, it takes it out of the travel mode, and then you can pull the TV out, turn it whatever direction, make it easier when you're in bed watching TV. To start with, there's an on and off switch, and you activate the switch. Then the default, when I press the auto button, it's going to be to 110 volt power. If it does not sense any 110 volt power, it's going to switch over to propane. If neither one there's the light after a while will start flashing, telling you that you have a problem. There's also an indicator over here that if it's on automatic, there will be a little light on this display. If it's on propane, the light will be over there. It's also a little indicator that if you want to set the temperature, there's 5 different zones. You can toggle through the 5 being the coldest. A couple other things about the refrigerator. You want to make sure that if you're going to go on a trip, you want to start cooling the refrigerator ahead of time. If possible, at least 12 hours ahead of time. You're going to want to pre-cool the food you put in the refrigerator, because as I said earlier, this is an absorption refrigerator. It actually removes heat from inside the compartment. So if you start with a loaf of bread that you put in there 70 degrees, it's got to get rid of almost 40 degrees to get it where it needs to be. So if you load the whole refrigerator with that, it's going to take probably twice as long for the refrigerator to cool down. Some other tips are that if you want to freeze some milk bottles with water in, it's a good thing to get it started. But anything you can do ahead of time to help take the heat out of what you're going to put in the refrigerator, it's a big help down the road.